Hey everyone, Daniel Floodworth here. I guess I'm heading up this thing.
Yeah.
Let me explain what we're doing. We've been kind of talking behind the scenes about trying to react to some topics a bit quicker rather than just waiting for the weekly podcast to happen. So this is impromptu. This is big news. Today, Microsoft announced that they are acquiring, in the process of acquiring Zenimax, who owns Bethesda and all kinds of other studios. And if you want to catch up on it, I'm going to summarize a little bit from gamesindustry.biz, who I thought had a really quick breakdown of a lot of what this means. So it's a $7.5 billion deal.
Oof. So many bees.
So many bees.
So many.
It's going to expand. This one deal is going to expand the number of Microsoft development studios from 15 to 23. They're getting 8 studios in this deal.
Wow.
So it's basically a third of their entire development staff now. 2,300 employees. This includes Bethesda, id Software, Arcane, Machine Games that does Wolfenstein, Tango Gameworks that does Evil Within and Ghostwire, Zenimax Online, Alpha Dog, and Roundhouse Studios. Includes Prey, Rage, Doom, Elder Scrolls, Starfield. Like, it's just craziness. They're talking already about bringing these franchises to Game Pass. And then, it's going to take a while for the deal to close. And what we've seen from some of the past Microsoft deals as well is that these things, they don't cut off deals that are already in place, right? So there's things that are already been announced to be exclusive to PlayStation 5. Those are going to stay exclusive to PlayStation 5 for at least the short term of when they come out. And then they'll move forward from there. What's interesting is they talk like they're still open to games being on other consoles on a case-by-case basis. So that could potentially be like the Ori games coming to Switch. But anyway, so that's the news. Let's hear what everybody thinks about it.
Well, first off, to put the $7.5 billion into context, Disney bought Star Wars for $4 billion. Star Wars. And they've already, apparently, I just looked this up, they've apparently already made $4.8 billion in the box office with just the 4 franchise feature films that they've released since 2015. So they've recouped already, but they bought Star Wars for half the price of what Microsoft is buying. This is crazy to me, that figure. I mean, I'm sure it makes sense, but
game development's just expensive, I guess. Yeah. It's just, cost a lot more to get a good studio nowadays that can put out the types of games they're probably seeking. And, this is true to their word. They have just been left and right acquiring studios, both big and small. I think, obviously, this is their biggest acquisition, but this will potentially help up their profile when it comes to first-party exclusives in the coming generation, which is, no matter what they have said and done, whether it's Game Pass, whether it's their hardware being, the most powerful systems you play these games on besides the PC, none of that has amounted to enough to quiet the concerns and the criticisms about their software lineup. This is definitely going to be the biggest thing it's definitely the biggest thing he's done, and this could potentially silence some of those critics.
Yeah, Brad, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, this is an insane purchase. Like Ian said, just for the price alone, but I just think about the IPs they bought. What do you think of even what Bethesda proper has, like Fallout and the Elder Scrolls is already insane.
Yeah, but Skyrim alone.
Yeah,
Skyrim alone is probably worth $1 billion.
But then you've got studios that have proven themselves in recent times too, like id Software with Doom, and you got awesome more niche things with sorry, I just blanked my mind. Tango Gameworks with Evil Within and Ghostwire coming up, and Arcane makes great games, Dishonored and Prey like that. They're capturing a lot of an audience, I'd say, at this pick. This is such a wide scope thing. You're getting the hardcores, you're getting the more casual people, and it's one of the smartest companies I think they could buy, but also one of the most expensive.
And if they hostile takeover, not takeover, but hostile move, if they just don't let Elder Scrolls 6 be on a PlayStation, good
Yeah.
God.
That's a big thing,
That's
yeah.
like a huge blow.
I think they're absolutely seriously considering that.
Oh, yeah.
I do too.
We
Oh,
just
yeah.
had Square Enix announce Final Fantasy 16 with the whole it's PS5 exclusivity, and the rumors, reports, whatever say it could be up to a year exclusivity on that. Microsoft's like that's like Sony's going for like the
Clap
JRPGs.
back.
Microsoft's just like, hey, we'll go for the Western RPGs. We'll just do this. You want to do this? Fine. Elder Scrolls 6, Xbox exclusive for however long we say it is, and on PC probably as well. And enjoy waiting for this, Sony. This is the big guns. This is absolutely what they needed to do. And I understand they're playing the smart move by honoring agreements. I don't know if it's a legal thing they have to. I mean, it's just good business, I think, to win over fans, to not anger them right off the bat. But once those have been honored, absolutely the biggest upcoming games from these studios, which are heavy hitters, absolutely need to leverage that you're only going to be able to play them on Xbox and even Xbox PC, because then Sony owners are like, well, yikes,
Yeah,
Well,
that's
and
out.
the
Big loss.
Xbox PC Game Pass. This makes Game Pass insane. Like,
Yeah.
just adding these games, like these are prestige ass titles like Doom and stuff. Like, being on Game Pass is crazy to me. It'd be such a good $10 a month to spend to get all these games for sure.
Yeah. I honestly had thought that Microsoft was like cooling down. Like they had gotten to this point where they bought so many studios over the past couple of years, and they really are starting to show like little bits and pieces of the things that they're working on, and just giving them time to make those things work. And so I really thought that Microsoft was like, okay, we're going to let this wave go out there before we really need to start going out shopping again. And then they just drop the biggest wad of cash they possibly could. I think it is the timing on this announcement is just the biggest baller move that they could do, because right now everybody is questioning where their first party efforts are, with Halo getting pushed back, with the launch coming up of these two systems, with pre-orders about to go on sale tomorrow morning. And now it's like, here you go. Here's your answer. Here's your first party.
Day before
Yeah.
pre-orders, yeah.
Not in the next year and a half, but in 2-3 years. Yeah.
The only thing is, like, it's very reassuring for the future, but for now, it doesn't really help at all, which sucks. But they have been for a while. I feel like, Blood, what you said, they are building to years down the line with some of these things. I do question how many games they'll keep exclusive. Microsoft seems to be playing they have been for a while, but like even more of a game of just wanting to own these properties and not caring as much where it's at, as long as you're paying for it.
Yeah.
Like, I wouldn't be surprised if they try to push something with Sony to get Games Pass on PlayStation down the line, something insane like
Whoa.
that.
Well, dude, when I went to GDC last year in 2019, and I went to that Game Pass, developer, the panel that they did, the presentation they did, I was just sitting there waiting for them to say the word Switch.
Yeah.
I still think that with the little plays that they've been doing here and there, that it could possibly happen. I don't know if Nintendo wants it, but on Microsoft's end, it's like, why not? Why not put Game Pass on the Switch? Yeah.
But I think about like some of their huger games, maybe like, because Minecraft you could still play on PlayStation. I don't know if you can still buy it. You can still buy it on there, right?
Yeah.
Pretty sure.
So I wonder if they don't want to lock people out of maybe some really huge games, but have a few in their pocket that are only for Microsoft.
Yeah, I could see like I don't know, Dishonored 3 being Xbox and PC exclusive, but like Elder Scrolls 6, they'd
They want
probably
the
make
cash,
more
maybe.
money in the long run, by like putting it out on as many things as possible. And I mean that's the Elder Scrolls play, right? Like where it's on literally everything. So
and
I
timed
bet they would
exclusives
still do that.
particularly.
Oh,
that could work both ways for them, which I feel is sort of what happened with Ori, right? That it came out earlier this year, and then it's like, okay, Shadow drop it on the Switch.
Yeah, I think they will absolutely play the timed exclusive card in terms of these games. Like Elder Scrolls 6 probably will come to every platform, but you let it sell first on an Xbox Series X and Xbox Series S and whatever it's going to be on. That's an Xbox brand. and you get all those sales that you're going to get from that, and then you put it out however like 6 months, a year later, then you're satisfying all the, because people wait. Like Elder Scrolls sells forever. We saw it like coming on every freaking platform. The Skyrim's probably going to come out on these consoles as well at some point. I have no doubt in my mind it will at some point. And not only does it like generate a lot of sales on the next platform it comes out on, but like it renews interest just in general. So they might see even like a bump back on like the older platforms. Like, oh yeah, I remember this game. I never picked it up. I think having these strong IPs is the key thing, because whether or not, whether their prerogative is to actually increase moving hardware or just to increase the value of Game Pass, I think that latter one is probably the more important one, because that's where I think they're pushing the hardest. I think that's where we're going to see the biggest return on their investment for something like this.
And I wouldn't be surprised if with Game Pass in the future, like, because right now we think of things as like 2 months console exclusivity or whatever. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if the language starts shifting in a year or 2 years from exclusive on this console to get it 2 months early on Game Pass, where like the release date is when their exclusivity period would end, but instead, so not to piss people off, they just start saying, get it early if you sign up for Game Pass. I don't know. Could be.
I find that strategy really annoying with the EA right now, so I would hope they
that's
don't
true.
do that. It's like, the release date is the 9th. No, everyone's playing it on the 6th.
But everyone's,
that's not the actual
it's been
release
out for a
date. I'm
month.
like, yeah, it is. Come on. Yeah.
But I mean, that is the digital approach for everyone. I mean, that's done in movies already. That's how it happens. So I wouldn't be surprised if they try that a little bit more.
One silver lining for me, which I mentioned to you guys in Slack, is no more Bethesda press conference.
Right.
I mean,
throwing some shade.
I feel like very few of
that.
those have been very great.
You say
might
that, we're
still do it.
you're assuming they're just going to roll this on Microsoft. That'd be like potentially a 3-hour conference at that point. They might opt to split that off. Yeah,
But a lot of Xbox conference has been third-party stuff. So if they have more first-party to show off, then that just, pushes out some of the smaller things. You might still get like a Tales from Arise or something, but some of the smaller things, they might just forego that because, hey, let's show Starfield.
Well, and like I imagine they'll keep doing QuakeCon,
I do,
Like I imagine they'll keep that going. So Bethesda will still get its, days in the sun and stuff.
I was joking with my roommate when I heard this. Does this mean the screaming fan now is going to be the screaming Bethesda fan at the press conference is now going to be the screaming Microsoft fan?
Same guy.
No, dude.
Same guy.
Get him off the payroll, dude.
Yeah, it really just depends on how much of that is like actual production seat fillers versus people from the development teams.
Employees, yeah.
Yeah, just sitting in the front.
I saw people talking online now that Microsoft owns Bethesda. Everyone's going, so can Obsidian make New Vegas 2 now?
Oh.
Yeah.
So it's just opens the possibilities with them now to work with each other again.
For sure. Well, and another thing, will Microsoft finally force them to leave that stupid engine?
Oh my God.
That broken
Bloodborne.
mess.
I was wondering about that. Like, will Microsoft have more quality control over like Bethesda's products? Like,
for most of their studios, they've said that they've been very hands-off. They come in, they see, what they pitch, and then they kind of walk away for a few months. But
they should be pretty hands-on with maybe some things coming up.
They should just be like, use Unreal. We don't care. Just get off the Elder Scrolls engine, please.
Man.
Oof.
But yeah, so as I mentioned earlier, it's probably gonna take some time for this to like really close. It sounds like from what I'm seeing from some other analysts and stuff online that this could take up to a year to actually go through and like be official on the books. But it'll be curious how soon we start seeing more of these collaborations and kind of cross promotion type things. I don't know. Are we gonna see like a spot the differences mini game between Master Chief and Doom Guy?
It's crazy, man. Like Microsoft is getting into like monopoly territory where like they're gonna own like just
they have so much money.
Yeah, they own like a third of the games industry at this point. It feels like with all these acquisitions, like if they merge with Square or something, that's just like, or whoever,
Yeah. Yeah, like if they took like EA or Activision, that would be bonkers.
Those
That would
are
be
more
insane.
realistic. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, who else could they buy? Who
Yeah.
else would they go after at this point? I know they've said they are still very interested in a Japanese studio, but I don't think they're getting any of the established ones. At this point, they just
Right.
like have to start up their own one.
I mean, they have Tango Gameworks.
They got
Yeah,
Tango.
Tango.
I mean, start up one. You don't know. I think the only thing like this is huge. Besides buying one of like the known players, I think the only thing that could like, not that they ever sell like something like a CD Projekt Red or something, would just like cement them as like good, like everyone else is now behind. Like Sony would have to be a little like that would scare Sony, I think, if it got to like that point.
Yeah.
I wonder if the next move is to start poaching like names, people. You know,
sure.
like I mean, obviously Kojima probably wouldn't do it, but like, big auteur names like him. I mean, you never know.
Cage.
David Cage. They need to get David Cage.
David Cage is open. He's no longer part
Bring
of
back
Sony.
David Cage. You saying that, Ian? That was trending on Twitter today. Sony buy Konami, please. In response to this, like, there's a lot of
Interesting.
lot of chatter about like, hey, you're
Buy the IPs, yeah.
buy the
Buy
IPs.
it. Sony, do it. Oh my God, that
Want
would be
to make a counter move? There you go.
That would be hype, dude.
It's whether or not they're for sale though is a different
But it
story.
sounds like, Microsoft just has all the cash, available to them. So, and I think they probably are in much better shape in that sense than Sony is.
I wonder if Bill Gates personally just like walked in and he's like, buy Bethesda. Here's $7 billion. You think that'll be enough?
I don't think I could ever relate to what Bill Gates is thinking at any time ever.
Dude, he's got so much money.
Yeah, it's just like on a different planet, pretty much.
Yeah.
I'm curious, are there any like kind of older Bethesda IP that might need to come back that you think that Microsoft might revive?
Oh man.
To me, well, one of the things that I was surprised by, even though it's not that old, but the future's been uncertain, they had The Evil Within on that banner.
They did.
It'd be really cool to see that continue.
Yeah. They're working on Ghostwire, but I guess it's possible they could still do it with another thing. They can do whatever the hell they want with it now.
Because, I mean, if Ghostwire, I don't know how tied up that is with Sony, but if, like, the franchise itself is, supposedly exclusive, then it would make sense for them to just say, okay, Sony, you got that. We're going back to Evil Within for Xbox.
Yeah, that's true. Hey, I'd love another one.
Bring back Wayne Gretzky hockey.
Wait,
3D hockey?
They did Wayne Gretzky hockey?
It's like their first one, apparently. Games published under Bethesda Softworks on Wikipedia. 1988 to 1992. Wayne Gretzky hockey is the first
that game
one.
was sick.
Yeah.
And then Terminator.
That's not the 3D hockey, right?
Had like
That's
some
earlier.
licensed stuff from back in the day. Yeah.
It's the Nintendo game. Wayne Gretzky hockey.
But yeah, Quake, right? You were saying that, Brad?
Quake, it's
an old one that people would probably love to see.
Like they've kind of put out a version of Quake recently.
Yeah,
but nobody
like
cared.
reboot it like Doom or something.
Yeah, like a real Quake that isn't some weird ass like
Real deal
Quake Arena
Quake.
thing would be pretty gnar. Get Chris Vrenna back in there to do the soundtrack. Pretty sure he did the soundtrack for the original one.
Yeah, dude, get him. Oh man,
Get Nine Inch Nails.
This purchase like opens me up to more speculation who they're gonna buy next, but I could really see them buying BioWare next, and just being like, I know like EA
owns
heavily
them. I don't
involved
know.
with
They
it, but like
could just buy BioWare, yeah.
it could buy BioWare maybe. Like I could see that fitting in with this catalog now.
For sure.
We'll see
It
how
definitely
Dragon
fit
Age
in. I just
does.
don't know that can make that kind of acquisition.
Yeah.
But maybe it's possible.
But I feel like BioWare's lost so much of their cachet. Cheap sell maybe.
Yeah, but they've also been forced to work on Frostbite, dude.
Yeah, I know. Regardless of the circumstances, their public viewing is not great right now.
Sure.
All these companies with their proprietary engines just gotta like cool it. Like Telltale and Bethesda.
Maybe don't name your game engine after like a physical condition that is very debilitating.
Gangrene engine.
I don't know.
But
It seems like it's only increasing the use of proprietary engines lately.
Yeah.
I'm curious
I mean-
where the new Unreal will take off from here. I've still seen recent comments from people saying that it's going to cut down on so much time
Yeah.
and resources and how much games will cost to make. So
My game dev friends were losing their minds over it. But I mean, it's only a matter of time until other people. And the reason everyone wants a proprietary engine is because you own it. Like,
Yeah.
you don't have to pay anybody for using something else. So it's like, ain't nobody gonna stop doing it.
cool. Any last thoughts before we wrap this up?
No, just
I
insane
did-
purchase.
Yeah.
Just insane.
Yeah, did not see it coming. I mean, usually there's like rumblings about stuff like this before it happens. I was unaware of any rumblings about this, and then I
Not
saw it this morning, and I was like,
Zenimax.
wow.
Yeah, not Zenimax specifically, but was it Jeff Grubb? Someone said that they had a source telling them that Microsoft was about to spend a lot of money on something, and it wasn't a new game series or something. And people were like, "Oh, another acquisition or something." So I wonder if that was what they were alluding to. But yeah, no idea. This was like, wouldn't even. I mean, realm of possibility, sure. Actually happening. We never thought it was happening anytime
Yeah.
soon.
Yeah, I didn't have any idea this would happen. But yeah, thanks everyone for watching. Like I said, this is just something we're trying out. I don't know if we'll call it the same thing next time. I don't know when we'll do it again. It really is just about like, hey, the big news broke. It's going to be a while before the podcast. Let's talk about it. So let us know what you think in the comments and check us out at patreon.com/easyallies to support us. Bye.